Greetings, YouTube viewers. This dream I had last week. I wasn't sure to put it up here or not, but after I told my brother about the dream, said I should, so I'm putting this up here. Um, this dream, I'm in a big field. It's daytime, and this like hovercraft type spaceship came down. It had a hard landing, and a human being was inside. And I was, and opened the window part opened up, and looking at him, and he was like, he said something. It was a human inside there, but it was like he was like computerized in a way. It was weird, and but he was like he all he said was they got me, and I'm thinking to myself, they, who's they, and the dream switch. I go into space, and I'm looking at our solar system is on this side, and like the Earth, but the way the planets were uh, formation they were in, it wasn't like how it is in our actual solar system. It was like like they were more closer together. And the Earth was like right in the middle with the planets like around it. And but on this side, I was in space. It was two planets coming together, like colliding. But at the same time they was colliding, it was like it was merging into one at the same time. And both of them had almost had look identical, and kind of had like features like Jupiter. But I know Jupiter's like way bigger than Earth. But like I said, we had our own solar system over here, but it was these two planets out of nowhere. When I came into space, it was already there, merging together, exploding, and like soon as it had touched, you could see like this explosion, this ring coming out. And I'm thinking to myself, man, this is gonna be a super huge explosion. And like the solar system in our Earth was like right over there. So I'm like, man, we're gonna feel this explosion, or the blast radius from it, something. And it came together as one, and it was just the explosion ring had like disappeared, and I saw it as one planet. And it was like a reddish orangish color, but it had like some features. It didn't have like the storms and stuff that you see on Jupiter, but the wavy lines and stuff, you could see it from the planet itself, like Jupiter. Go back to Earth, and there's like another like little shuttle. It's kind of like a snowmobile, but it isn't a snowmobile. It looks like a snowmobile, but it's also a hovercraft too. You can fly on it. And it was me and my friend Howie, is actually a guy I work with, which was weird. And he was in the dream, and I get in a little spacecraft thing that this guy was in. I'm trying to do the mechanism, and it's like this. It's the controls are like a field goal from a football. So that's the controls, and I'm like trying to learn how to control it, and pushing buttons, and it can shoot like plasma, like laser plasma. Was the weapon when I shot it. It was lime green, and I'm like, what in the world kind of craft is this? And I finally got it to hover and started flying, and my friend had got on the other one, and I was when we got like to the hospital area, like in my mind, I'm thinking, where's my family? Where's my family at? And it was like a slight thought, but we was in the hospital, and I guess I went with my friend so he could try to get his wife in. She just so happened to be pregnant, and she's going into labor, and she's coming out the door, and I'm like, Howie, come on, man, we don't got no time, man. There's no room, because the craft that I had, it only could fit one person. Craft he was on could maybe fit two people, maybe, but from my perspective in the dream, it only can fit one, because I told him we got no room. It's not enough time. We got to go now, And it was like a sense of urgency, because this explosion from these two planets was coming. And if you seen Fantastic Four, Rise of Silver Surfer, how the clouds was coming, Galactus was coming around the Earth, all of them clouds and stuff. That's how combine that with the movie Knowing, and that's how the clouds was coming in. And when I saw the explosion, that's how. When I saw, like, you know, the big wall of fire. Matter of fact, right here, this from the movie Knowing, right there. That light stopped flickering. Go back down. Right there from the movie Knowing. That's all. That's from that solar flare from the movie Knowing. Big wall. That's what I saw in the distance when I was getting back on this craft, and I can't remember if other aircraft like tried to attack us or something. I'm not sure. Um. All I know, when I was getting in it, they was like, if you take it, they're gonna get you too. And I'm thinking again, who is they? Who is they? You know, and after I told Howard, I was like, come on, Howard, we gotta go, man. We don't got no time. Come on. And got on the craft, and we're in the big field again. And I just punched it on the craft, and a slight thought came into my head about my kids, and then it didn't, because I was like, well, you know, if they die, then they're gonna go to heaven because they're just kids, and you know they won't be accountable. So I wasn't really worrying about it, and then it was just me, and I didn't know where my brothers and sisters was. So I'm going, he's going, and I'm thinking, you know, the only way we could go is up, because I'm thinking in this dream, I'm perceiving that this is the end of the world, this is destruction, that's it, and, you know, escaping from it. And I'm like, oh man, you know, and I looked in the rear view mirror, Howie's behind me, and it ended up taking him, and this thing was coming faster than we thought, you know, like I just showed you the picture on here. So I started just going up at an angle. I just started going up, going into space, and I was thinking, you know, if we was going up anyway, if he was going to follow me up anyway, he would have ended up dying anyway, because he ain't had on no helmet, no nothing. Space, you can't breathe. I'm in a little craft where I got the little glass thing over me, so I'm going up. And when I was going up, I wasn't worrying about nothing else. I had got halfway into the air, and I wasn't even worrying if I had died or what, you know. And I just kept going, and I had broke the atmosphere, and I was like above Earth in this craft, and I saw like some other like, I don't know if it might have been the space station, you know, kind of looked like the craft from Independence Day, you know, but it might have been some type of space station. I guess that who was they were, you know, because the craft kind of resembled like the little aircraft from Independence Day, the one that Will Smith had shot out the air, but it was like smaller one, and it only fit one person, and you could like lay back in it and then control it. So this was like a weird dream for me, but I think the meat part of the dream, you know, because like the Lord says, once the sword came to sow the word, and then Satan will immediately come and take it out your heart. So I think the main part of the dream was sometime in the future, you know, two planets might collide, or you know, everybody talk about that planet uh, L9, or that comet L9, or that planet X, whatever it be, Nibiru, something like that. I don't know if that has anything to do with the two planets colliding together and then feeling the shockwave, but you know, that was some scary stuff, you know. If you could just see, it was like going to slow motion, taking its time, and then I seen that big wall of destruction, and all in my mind was, that's the end of Earth. It didn't blow up the Earth, but everything on it, you know, it was wiping it. This Earth is going to be laid bare anyway, you know, with fire. And that was just a dreadful sight, YouTubers. I mean, it was just dreadful, man. And all I know was I made it into space, and I was going to go back down there and fly around and see what I could see. But, you know, I was just in space in this aircraft, you know, and I ended up waking up. So We got to get our lives together before it's too late.